before we even get started in like the wrestling stuff, just how are you doing? Like just with life right now?
I'm good. I'm kind of in the middle of a move actually. So
Whoa,
I'm gonna be moving out in 4 days now. And
man.
it's exciting. I'm moving in with my boyfriend of 5 years who also wrestles. And then we also just finished tapings this past weekend for Limitless the Road. So my voice is a little raspy. I'm so sorry for that. I apologize in advance. I'll
It
repeat
happens.
if I feel like I tune out, I'll repeat myself just for the interview, okay?
Sounds good. Perfect. You where are you moving to? Like anywhere close? Are you moving like long distance?
Just an hour away,
Oh, that's not
to
too bad.
Western Mass. Yeah,
Nice. Very good. Good luck on the move.
thank you.
So complete shift of gears from moving brain to wrestling brain now. Um, just to start, what does it mean to you to be ranked on the PWI 500 this year?
Okay, so I know it's like some people are just like, oh, it's corny or oh, like people buy their spaces in the list, but full transparency, I did not. They use like some of my old nicknames, so that's how you could tell I did not. And so I remember when the list came out last year for the women's, and me and Ashley were on our way to do bar wrestling. We had Rise lined up, we had a whole Shimmer weekend lined up, and we had been killing ourselves at this point, sacrificing like every weekend to be at shows because you want to get recognized as being like some of the top female wrestlers or even just some of the top wrestlers. And when the list came out, we were kind of bummed because we it just meant like the work we did wasn't recognized yet, or we still
Yeah.
had so much more to go. And lo and behold, that weekend we won the Shimmer tag titles. And so we kept going, we kept pushing ourselves to just keep our heads in there and like do like crazy, stupid, nonsensical weekends where we got no sleep and we traveled an unnecessary amount of time. And we finally making it on the list with the guys was just like, it was worth it. And it's so cute. I got my magazine yesterday,
Oh, that's so perfect.
and me, Ashley, and Layla, we all saw that we were on the same page together, and we're like, "That's so cute!" Like,
That's adorable. And it's so great that you and your sister get to just be ranked so closely with one another and just both be on the list together. It's got to be a pretty wonderful thing to just be sharing this part of your professional journey with your sister. So, you know, since we got there, sibling tag teams are sort of a staple of professional wrestling. You know, they kind of go back for a while. What's been the most rewarding part of tagging with your sister?
I would say, we've always wanted a tag as kids, and so getting the opportunity to be flown in and have those moments to share in the ring are just like they're perfect. We have the same like inside jokes and the same like humor. So if we have to be heels, we act the same. If we have to be like baby faces, we act the same. Like it's just easy to piece together matches for people. It's easy to be in like even like entrance wise, performative wise. Like it's so fun because we just get each other and we have that sort of like bond that we didn't have to train to build. When we won the Shimmer tag titles, that was kind of like full circle, and we just like broke down crying in the middle of the ring, as corny as it was. But there's no one else I would have wanted to share that moment with, like getting a major title and
Yeah.
having it be with her, someone who I started literally day one in the ring with.
Can't ask for a better story.
No, I wouldn't change it.
Would you say that's been your biggest highlight of the past year, or can you think of something else that maybe tops that?
So, I did get to have like some solo experience. I tried out for Marvelous Japan,
Oh,
and I
wow.
was able to go to Japan for 2 months in the beginning of towards the end of January and all the way through March. And it was a fun experience. I had to do that without Ashley, which is interesting, finding myself as like a singles wrestling. And I feel like it's helped and benefit me. I've been able to come back and have some singles opportunity in the ring thanks to Limitless Wrestling, their series, The Road, that's on IWTV.
Gotta get that plug in. Awesome. So you got to being able to wrestle in Japan, kind of a bucket list item. You got to do that on
Yes.
your own, which is sort of a challenge in and of itself. What would you say the most challenging part of traveling with your sister and working with your sister might be?
I would say definitely the sleep. When you travel, like just sleep, like you don't get the most comfortable sleep or you don't get enough of it. So that's something I don't miss right now, which is good.
Absolutely.
um, yeah. And then I would say like what makes it easy is we do get to like kind of joint pack. So like we'll put the titles in one bag and like the gear in one bag, and then
Mm,
that can be the carry on because those things are important. And then like the
smart.
ones that you can check in are just like clothes, and like if we don't have clothes, it's just fine.
That's really, really smart. So I imagine then that that's got to be a different set of rewards and challenges from when you are traveling on your own and working on your own. What would you say some of those challenges for you are? And then rewards also as well.
Yeah. Well, I never flew by myself. I know Ashley did some flights by herself when she would work with NWA before COVID. And her like biggest fear was going through the airport and not understanding the terminal gates. You know, you can take like the shuttles. She was in one airport and she was like, I couldn't find baggage claims. And I didn't realize you could take a shuttle because of how far it was from where the actual gates were.
Yeah.
So that's something like when you travel by yourself, you kind of like things can go over your head or you can miss something like on a boarding pass. Like it's just easier when you're traveling with someone because it's like, let's double check what time
Yeah,
check-in is.
especially like somewhere like I think like the Atlanta airport, which is like massively huge. It's like two full airports in one airport. Like
Yeah.
navigating that is wild. So that's really, a hidden benefit of always having kind of a travel companion with you for that.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's rewarding about then being able to work and establish yourself on your own, kind of not side by side, with your reputation as part of the Sea Stars?
I think it's always good to be able to do both. You know, you're not always going to be able to get booked as a tag team. So to be able to have like your own sort of leverage or legacy of your own self kind of makes it good. It's like the idea of like Matt and Jeff Hardy, where Matt is in AEW right now and Jeff is in WWE, and like they're both doing good for themselves and they both can hold their own in the ring. And so I think being in Japan really gave me that sort of confidence to be in the ring alone and be at a higher level alone. I could have a singles match
Awesome.
before, but it wasn't to the level of what you would want to see on like the bigger promotions. And I really enjoyed it. Ashley's dream is more the UK. So it's
Hmm,
not like we would have gone to Japan together. She likes like
interesting.
European wrestling and I like Japanese wrestling. So it's pretty cool that we have like different styles.
And like collectively, you can just take over the planet with your wrestling.
Yes, that is the goal.
That is the goal. So right now, I kind of can't be the goal because there's so many travel restrictions in place because we are living through these unprecedented times in a global pandemic. How have you been impacted, kind of both personally and professionally, by this sort of global pause in travel and entertainment?
Um, it has been a blessing and a curse at the same time. I mean, we did have a lot of bookings that were coming up that would have been like dream matches. We were supposed to tag against Tony Storm and Ginny for
Oh, that would have
Mania
been dope.
weekend.
That
That
would have been
was
so cool.
taken away. But I mean, we were separated at the time. So now we've been able to come together. We've any injuries, we've healed up. We're staying ready. Thankfully through like training we can go in through and just kind of come up with new ideas, new wrestling gear, new looks, but at the same time it is the sadness of like not being able to perform in front of a crowd.
Yeah. Speaking of new looks, I know that you sew your own gear. Is how much, I guess, is that like a love of yours? Do you view it as a utility? And I guess just tell me more about like your process with creating and making gear.
Yeah, so I always wanted to do cosplay when I was in high school. That was I'm like into comic books, and I always just
Nice.
wanted to go to a convention. I didn't have the money in high school because I didn't have a job, but I did buy a sewing machine in as soon as I got to college. I didn't finish college, but I went to community college. So as soon as I got there, I bought a sewing machine and I was gonna make cosplay, but
Huh.
they were like, "Oh, Ashley's gonna have like one of her first matches soon," so I had to make her wrestling gear
Huh.
because where were we gonna get it?
Yeah.
And so I made her something, I made me stuff, and then I just kept going from there because
Very cool.
I had seen so many videos of sewing. Like I was obsessive of it almost. So I kind of knew what to do. And then as I've gone throughout the years, I've just picked up more and more tricks and kind of gotten a hang of just a style that I like. I like more simpler style gear on me personally. I don't like all like a bunch of designs. I just like simple style gear. So I can make gear for myself and a few of my friends, but yeah, that's about it.
But that's pretty cool. It gives you another set of skills that you have available, and it's another outlet for your creativity because, wrestlers are artists. I'm a big believer in that, and, how you look is an extension of that platform. So I'm very happy that that's something that you don't just see as a utility, but you do actually to get to enjoy doing. That's cool to
Yeah,
hear.
it is a lot of fun.
Nice. So kind of starting to wrap things up here. What are some of your kind of short-term goals as we get through this unknown period of maybe even up to like another year of living in this pandemic? And then some of your long-term goals once we can resume kind of a regular travel wrestling kind of schedule.
Yeah. Short-term goals, I am just gonna stay conditioned, stay ready, ring ready, for any opportunities that come up. I do have the collective weekend coming up. Me and Ashley are gonna be part of Effie's brunch and
Yes.
Shimmer. So we have been keeping ring ready and in shape for those opportunities. And so I just want to stay ready. You never know when a promotion's gonna call you to come in, even if it's like a no crowd type of show. um Long-term goals, when all of this is over, I hope I can return to Japan. I do want to do more international traveling. I
Nice.
think I've put Ireland and Germany on my list now because I've been watching a lot more on YouTube and on different networks and just like catching up on all this wrestling that I didn't have the time before to watch and just soaking it all in like a sponge.
Nice. I want to actually, I know I said I was going to turn towards the end, but something you just mentioned. You mentioned wrestling with your sister at Effie's Big Gay Brunch.
Yes.
And it made me think about, your sister is a proud member of the LGBT community. What does it mean to you to be able to have the opportunity to not only support, but enhance sort of the platform that queer wrestling talent has?
I mean, I am very honored to be on the show as someone who is in uh, prominently identified as, I would say, like part of the gay community. I would consider myself just an ally, but I've always stuck by my sister's side through it all. I was one of the first people she came out to, and since the age difference, I didn't really know what it meant.
Hmm.
So in my head, it's always been something that's just normal, like it's a normal thing, and it shouldn't
Yeah.
affect anyone. I get very angry when people are sort of homophobic. I just get
Absolutely.
very defensive. So I think it'll be a fun show for me to be a part of. And I'm glad Effie gave me the opportunity to tag along with her and bring us both in. It's going to be wild, it's going to be fun. I
Yeah.
hope everyone tunes in, whether they buy a ticket to see the show in person or they just stream it live.
Perfect. And speaking of that, let's wrap up here. Ooh, I can speak with some plugs. So, when is Effie's Big Gay Lunch and the Shimmer show you have coming up?
So it is October 11th or 12th. Oh God, I should have written this down.
It's all right.
it, it is the Saturday. Saturday is Effie's big gay brunch. We'll be flying in that morning. And then Shimmer is the day after. And I will tweet everything so you can find all the information there. You
It
can find it at Delmi Exo.
Perfect. It should be, I have my calendar pulled up here. It should be the 11th for that Saturday show and the 12th. Oh, no, I lied. 10th for the Saturday show and 11th for the Sunday show. So if that makes sense, those are the dates, October 10th and 11th. Either way, the collective putting on these shows coming up here in a few weeks. Delmi, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with Bell to Bells and have a conversation here. Is there anything else you'd like to say before we wrap this up?
No, thank you so much for having me. It's been a great time. Thank you for
And
dealing with my voice.
oh, your voice is absolutely fine. You are a treat. Thank you so much. And please be safe and take care of yourself.
You too. Have a good one.
Good luck.